Hi everyone, this is Casey Washington from Teach and Take Time for You. How's everyone doing today? So I'm just on today just because there were some things on my brain. In my role as an instructional coach, I visit quite a few schools in my hometown. And as some of you know, I was a former principal. I've been a teacher, I've been an assistant principal, I've been a principal. I retired from my district and became an instructional coach. I do some other things, consulting and professional development. But what I notice as I go into these schools, and also as I look at posts on social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook or IG, whatever, right? I have noticed that everybody, everyone is angry, everyone is tired, whether it's the teachers, the administrators, the kids, the parents, the community members, everyone is feeling that burden, and it's just really heavy on people. And you can feel it when you walk into some of the buildings that the vibe is just not good on a whole lot of levels. And this is towards the end of the year for many school districts, or it's at least the last quarter for many school districts. And it's been a tough year. But again, educators are tired and angry. So now what? So now what do we do next? What do we do next, right? You know, and there's some things that I don't quite know what all of the answers are, but you know, we get people who are saying, I'm tired, I want out of this profession, I want out of teaching, I want out of being a principal or an administrator, which is okay. You know, you have that choice to do that. But you know, you need to make a decision. Are you staying or are you going? Because if you're that unhappy, then you know, start making those moves or making those plans for your next move, because moving to another job or another business or profession takes not only time, but there's also a transition period that you have to go through when you're making a change in a profession or your career, right? So start preparing yourself. So if you really are leaving, you know, make that decision, because the complaining about it doesn't help. Doesn't help you, doesn't help your coworkers, and it doesn't help the children. Now, if you're staying, because a lot of us do stay because we stay because of the kids, right? We want to make sure that our babies are okay, especially when you're in that classroom. You don't want to leave your babies hanging, because you know that finding a replacement is going to be hard. Plus, you've made it this far in the school year, and leaving your students at this time of year is, you know, it's heartbreaking for them. So a lot of times as teachers, we're nurturers, and, you know, we're like parents. We don't want to leave our babies. So if you're staying, how can you make these last few weeks better? How can you make these last few weeks of school before summer manageable and tolerable? What are some things that you can do? Are there some projects that you can do with your kids that are fun and not all, you know, all that stuff that they make us do? The testing should be done, so you know, let's be creative, let's have some fun, let's do what we were taught to do when we wanted to be teachers. The second thing is that I hear a lot is about support, right? I hear teachers saying, oh, my principal doesn't support me, administration doesn't support me. I hear principals saying, oh, my district doesn't support me, my teachers don't support me, my parents don't support me. And then I hear parents saying, well, the school doesn't support the kids. Well, everybody's feeling like nobody's supporting them. But ask yourself, when you say, so-and-so's not supporting me, or my boss is not supporting me, my district, blah, 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 blah. What does that look like? What does support look like to you? What do you want them to know? For example, if I'm a teacher and I ask for specific resources and of my administrator and they don't give it to me, what's the reason why? Perhaps there's no funds. Perhaps there's no money at this time of year to get you what you need. Schools are in pretty bad shape as far as money is concerned. I know in my district they are. Even with the pandemic funds, they're still hemorrhaging money. So even as a principal or an assistant principal, when you say your district's not supporting you, what exactly is it that you need that they aren't supporting you with? Did you really how did you ask for that support? So be a little reflective on that when you talk about, oh, I can't get any support, because perhaps that principal may have gone and asked for that resource and was turned down. Now, if it's a communication issue, that's different, because maybe they didn't tell you, oh, I asked for that on your behalf, and the district said no. So, okay, so what else possibly can that person do? Also, when you talk about support, there's two things. There's communication, and then there's relationships. So sometimes things aren't communicated properly, so then that person feels like, oh no, they're not supporting me the way I need to be supported. So then you need to communicate how you want to be supported, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a principal, or whoever you are in that school or in that school district. You need to communicate what support means to you. Don't assume that people know, because they don't. Take my word for it. Been there, done that. So that's why I used to ask the question. So what does that look like? And if I can't get that for you, then is there an alternative? Is there something else that we can do? So communication is key. Relationships are key. So as a principal, building those relationships with your teachers and with your staff, knowing a little bit more about them besides what you see every day in the classroom. Sometimes it's as easy as good morning. How are you, Miss So-and-so? How are you, Mr. Jones? Teachers, when is the last time you actually asked your administrator, your principal or assistant principal, hey, Principal Washington, how are you doing today? What's going on? How are you feeling? Do you need anything? Same with the principal asking the teacher, hey, besides what's going on in the classroom, how was your weekend? How's your family? What's going on? Get to know these people. You work with them every day. Every day. Find out what makes them tick. Yes, everybody talks about Teacher Appreciation Week, where, yes, teachers need the appreciation. How many people knew that Assistant Principal Week was last week? How many people know when Principal Appreciation is? So support is a two-way street. It's a two-way street, y'all. Two-way. But more importantly, communicating and building those relationships are so important. The last thing I want to say, and I know some people are probably like, oh, girl, we don't agree with you, but it's okay. We're adults. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. Just suggestions. You can take them for what they are, or you can leave them, right? That's what adulting is, right? So the last thing is everybody's angry. Oh my God. Oh Lord, we know we're tired. Yes, Lord, we are tired. But I just want people to think about, what can I do? What can I do to make it better? Think about those things that you can do to make the situation just a little better. Does that mean that, you can plan some things with your coworkers, try to, create and plan some programs for parents? Does it mean I complain less? Yeah. Think about things that you have control over and things that you don't have control over. And then you go from there. So all I'm saying is that, yes, it's been tough. It's been tough. 2 years tough, y'all. These COVID streets have been rough on everyone. Everyone. So you are not alone. Just take some time to reflect about how you can make even the smallest change, right? Just the smallest one to make your days go a little better and to make your coworkers' days go a little better, your administrators' days, or your kids' day, or even just thinking about yourself. What can you do to make your day go better? If that means you have to take a day off, then you have to take a day off. It's okay. And that goes for teachers and administrators. Take some time. Take some time, y'all. And breathe, y'all. Just stop. Think. Relax. Exhale. Smile. And then start it over. All right. That's all I have to say. Y'all have a great evening. And I hope all is well. Have a great one.